So, let's make a concerted effort to get the best truth films out to your mother, your father, your grandparents, your cousins, your coworkers, your neighbors. They need to see this information. It's coming up. It's going to be all over the TV September 9th, 10th, and 11th. And we can't let them perpetuate this massive lie that has brought our lives nothing but tyranny in this country and abroad. It's the Infowarrior with Jason Bermas. We'll be back after this. Check us out live streaming at prisonplanet.tv.
We are the insurgents.
And we are back. It's the Infowarrior with Jason Bermas. We are barreling through your calls. Let's go to Mike in Iowa. Mike, you're on the line.
Hi, Jason. It's just want to know if you got the Franklin scandal.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did, actually. And myself and Rob Jacobson are currently trying to make our way through it. I just thumbed through it, but I have it right next to my desk. I thank you for that.
Oh, great. Yeah, because on page 192, it shows how, like Nick Bryan, who definitely didn't believe in any kind of conspiracy theories, just started pulling on one thread called the Finders, like this weird satanic group stealing kids. And he uncovered all the way to William Colby dying on April 27th in 1996 because of the things that happened during the Church Committee, the Kennedy assassination in 1975. And that was when he was fired and George H.W. Bush was put in power with the CIA. And fired very angrily by Gerald Ford. But what I wanted to make note of was that last time I called, I was working with getting Tom Harkin to sign on to the Sunshine bill for, in the Senate, which have 23 co-sponsors for the Ron Paul sort of thing, but it's actually with the fellow from the independent fellow in the Senate.
So this is another audit the Fed type of bill is what you're telling me?
Exactly. It's the Sunshine. It's I can't remember what it is off the number of it. But Harkin was very responsive, but within less than 12 hours, he co-sponsored it. I even contacted Senator Grassley. I contacted him as well, and he's a big Sybil Edmonds fan, which is kind of bizarre. A Republican that is a Sybil Edmonds fan, because she's very, very credible. And he signed on. It took him like 10 days, but he signed on as well. And where I come from, Washington State, I'm trying to get Senators Murray and Cantwell, so anybody out there bother them too, because they still haven't signed on. But I'm going to be seeing Tom Harkin and Al Franken at his steak fry with my Diginet cameras. I have 3 of them.
Okay.
Placed out. And the reason why is that, after I got him to sign on, I also sent some of, Loose Change Final Cut, via, from Texas there, Free Speech Systems, and a bunch of everything that Alex has got, basically. But basically, I had copies of Loose Change Final Cut and Fabled Enemies. And the thing was that I had sent him another 2 books from Amazon. Okay, one was the letter, Tarpley's George Bush biography.
Yeah, the unauthorized biography of George Bush. That's that was back in the 90s. He wrote that.
Right, exactly, and the Franklin cover-up book, the first one by John DeCamp, and he accepted those. They didn't know the problem. But when the free speech stuff got to his office, the box had been opened. It had been taped back up with all kinds of official Tom Harkin stuff on it, and said, "Return to sender to my house."
Well, I'll tell you this. Hey, what are you going to do? You got him to take some of the information. It sounds like you're doing a bang-up job as an info warrior, trying to get this information out to public officials, trying to make a difference. So that's all you can hope to do. Listen, a lot of people are turned off by Alex Jones's material just because it says Alex Jones on, unfortunately. And Alex Jones has done so much for this movement. He is over the target. He's taking the flak. So somebody like Franken or others sending that material back is no shock to me. What would be shocking is if they watched an Endgame and said, wow, this is valid, eugenics is real, or they watched Loose Change Final Cut and said, yeah, I'm going to demand a new investigation into 9/11. I mean, you look at Van Jones, this guy who was a nobody in 2004. He signs on to a rather... I mean, it's not even a hardcore thing that 911truth.org put together. They just put together the basic evidence. They're lying. He signs on to that. He's forced to resign today because of that. And, I'm not even a fan of most of this guy's politics. He's the green job czar, for God's sakes. How could I be? But I think it's wrong what happened to him. Even in a Democratic establishment, he has to leave. That's the power of 9/11 Truth. And especially around this time period coming up, and I thank you for the call, with 9/11 only a week away and the neocons rabidly biting down on this, going, oh, this guy's a communist. Who knows? Maybe he is a communist. But at least on some level, he was looking for the truth. At least on some level, he questioned his government. But as soon as he drank the Obama Kool-Aid, man, he was just ready to go along to get along. He was ready to disavow 9/11 truth, said, I've never had these views ever. Come on, you signed that back in 2004 and you never had these views? I have a hard time believing that, sir. We're going to come back, take your calls. Hopefully, Alex.
Also in a 2002 march.
Yeah, that's right. He was with Carol Brûlé, one of the pioneers of 9/11 Truth, the 9/11 Truth family member. I believe it was her brother who died. You know, those of us who lost somebody aren't going to stop. We're going to bring the truth out. We'll be back after this. It's the Info Warrior.